it up with a statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, we went 1-0 this week. We're able to secure victory against Mississippi Valley State. A lot of positives from the film, watching it. I think that we ran the ball really, really well at times where people knew we needed to run the ball. I thought Robert really did a great job of handling the offense, and unfortunately there was a bunch of drops in the game, but I think overall he handled it well as far as where he was placing the ball, and tough wind conditions down there on Saturday, and swirling and knocking balls down and out of bounds a little bit towards the home side. So thought he did a really good job, and I thought our defense played pretty good for the whole day. I think there were 4 penalties on defense. All of them were pretty costly. 2 of them resulted in first down, so we have to get a little bit better there. There's some things we got to clean up for sure, and the elephant in the room is the 18 penalties, and I think if we didn't play hard or we didn't execute, I think I would be really disappointed today, even with a win. But felt like we did those 2 things, and I think that the penalties are things we can clean up for sure.
You talked about Kalen before the start of the season, and we really saw that come out Saturday. 23 carries, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. He really lit it up for you.
Yeah, he just looked quick. He was decisive with his reads. I think he's I think he's a different player right now than he was a year ago as far as understanding the blocking schemes and the things that the guys are doing up front, and that's allowing him to gain yards. And plus, he got some tough yards too. So, all those things that make him a special back. And I think he had a catch or 2 as well in the game. So it's good to see him. All his hard work's paid off.
Better job by the offensive front. That game 1, Robert goes down 7 times. Just a better job overall by your front.
Yeah, we played super physical, which I thought was necessary from coming off a week ago. Not that we didn't play physical, but we didn't really play smart up front. Thought we played much smarter. We are starting a redshirt freshman at left tackle, and Cortez is going to be a really good player. He just, sometimes we forget he's only played 5 games, so we got to just continue to keep working with him. And, I think sometimes 6'4", 305, you think he should be far further along than he is. So we just got to keep working with him, be patient. He's going to be really special.
Chase Leon, Southland Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, did a good job punting, trapping their offense back when needed.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, quite honestly. I don't think he had his best game as a punter. I thought he kicked off really well. Obviously he's a talented specialist, but he missed some spots and cost us as far as returns go. I mean, we only had a net punt, I think, of about 26 yards per punt, which is not positive, and it shows that. But I mean, Chase could win it every week. He's that talented, and he's a great kid, and we love him, and he's going to continue to get better. He's the second game of American football. I mean, it's just he's running down that first kickoff against Texas State, and the thing opened like the Red Sea, and he was like, oh boy, I thought I was going to have to make my first tackle in my first football game on my first play ever. So it was good that he's just a great kid. We're happy for him.
What about Ja'Cory Hayter, Woodville guy, somebody who you guys got? Can you talk about his progression since you've gotten him? And I know he kind of played some D end in high school, and now he's a tight end as well.
Yeah, played D end, played wide out, recruited as a linebacker at UTSA. Moved to tight end there, transferred here. Kind of got behind the depth chart a little bit last year with 2 veterans in Devin Gibbs and Nate Gaskamp, and never could really crack the lineup. And then we had 2 injuries early in camp, and boy, he's been kind of like baptism by fire for him. And I think he played 78 plays against Texas State. He played another 80 or 78 plays this past week. So it's probably more plays he's played since high school. So he's really come on. He needs to clean some things up, but boy, he looked like a real player out there. I mean, I think he had over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. So it's just good to see him come out of his shell and make some big plays.
And what does that do, his progression now for a tight end group that already is pretty talented? Just adding him, what does that do for your
Yeah, I mean, it's just gives you another weapon. You know, I think Devin Gibbs and is coming back full. He played this last week, but coming back full this week. You know, he's limited last week, so he's going to be ready to go. And then you got him and Ja'Cory. Both are unbelievable receiving threats, and then both of them are pretty good at blocking the line of scrimmage. So, you know, we're gonna I think give some people fits and 12 personnel. You know, we have 2 tight ends on the field at the same time. Could either one of them can go play receiver too. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. You know, he who has the pen last will win, I guess, when it comes to diagramming plays with those two.
Defensively, Braden, 9 tackles, Rossomando, 1. Each had 7. Just to talk about your defensive play.
Good. I thought, you know, again, I paused the film after every play when I watched the defensive film once the guys tackled to see how many hats are in the picture. And there were very few times where I paused it and there weren't 11 guys in the picture. So we're running to the ball really well. I think that's helping. Braden played a very, what I call, decisive game. You know, he saw it, he went and attacked it, and he put guys down on the ground, which is, you know, defense is number one thing you can do is put guys down on the ground. And he did some great things in the pass rush game. So he had a great week. You know, it's good to see D-Lou, you know, step up and play well. You know, it's only his second game, but, you know, he was hurt for majority of camp, so really he's just getting his legs back under him. It's good to see him out there. And Mon, you know, Mon should be leading the country in interceptions right now. I mean, he's got you know, 5 touched and only 1 pick. So I think he's frustrated with it as we are. So we gave him some extra catches after practice today. But you know, we're just happy with the veteran leadership that he gives us on defense.
You know, they had that big one for you inside the 10-yard line.
He did. Our defense had 2 amazing stops. You know, in that final quarter, one where we turned the ball over in the red zone, and then one where they drove into the red zone and we stopped them, and then we put the exclamation point on the win with the, you know, 87-yard drive at the end of the game to put it in the end zone.
Home opener, crowd, the atmosphere, what was that like?
Good. It was great. You know, we had I think our guys are excited and super impressed with our community and how they came out to support us. Student section had more people in it than I've ever seen, so we just need to continue to grow that, and we got a ranked team coming in this week, so there's no reason why we shouldn't pack that place.
Talk about what we were saying a little bit, what were we going to see?
You know, defensively, you know, I'll start with that side of the ball. They're a young group. You know, they lost a lot of guys off of the team from last year, but they don't seem to have skipped a beat. They're very aggressive in the way they play defense. They're super disciplined. You know, they've done a really good job. I think that game last week was 20-13 going into the fourth quarter, and then defense had a couple turnovers and put them short fields and wound up giving their offense a chance to win. And then so I think defensively you're going to see some really good football on their part, and then offensively they got a quarterback coming back off of injury last year. He's a California kid, can really sling it. Does a good job as far as putting them in good runs. They got 2 running backs from the state of Texas, one from Katy, one from Dallas area. Exciting players. Those guys get the ball in their hands. They're a threat to go the distance at any time. They're big up front. They're going to incorporate some quarterback run, you know, sort of what we saw last week. And number 11 came in the game, that sort of stuff. So it's going to be it'll be a tough battle on the defensive side of the ball for us. You know, keep those guys hemmed in, and you know, they do a good job of recruiting Texas, and you know the best football in the country is in Texas, so they come here to get kids.
Got some compliment stuff for your team, for your walkthrough campus and do the tailgating and walking to the stadium. What was that atmosphere like for your kids to walk through the fans on the way to?
That was great. Yeah, and that was, you know, we started that last year, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it was like a smoldering fire, I guess, and it finally looked like it should this year, you know, with people actually tailgating. The band was out there, cheerleaders, so they really enjoyed it. They were excited. So I think we see that again this week, and then continue to pack the stands and, you know that we got a great great product put on the field for them.
Having a team like Weaver State come to Beaumont, you know, I know it's part of a tough non-conference schedule for you guys, but having that team that kind of has some brand name in FCS football. I mean, what do you think a win could do on Saturday for you guys, just as far as the direction of the program?
Yeah, it's just a big game for us, for sure. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it, and I think our guys know it, and they understand that anytime you got a ranked team coming into your place, you better be ready to play good, or else, you know, they can run you out of your own building. And, you know, last year we had UIW come to town, and the guys put on a really good show, and, you know, we didn't finish the deal, and they kind of know that, and, you know, they're thinking about it. Veteran team, a lot of those guys were out on the field for that, so, you know, they know it's not going to be an easy task, but, you know, this is the way you put Lamar football on the map, is you play teams like this, and you get an opportunity to go out there and show what you're all about. So I love it. I love the opportunity to play great people, and you know, we certainly got the utmost respect for them and their coaching staff. Another D2 guy like myself, you know, he coached at Notre Dame College and turned that program around, so he understands what he's doing, and, you know, I think it should be a hell of a battle out there.
Any other questions for Coach?
You have any?
I guess one. I feel like if you had been told before the game that you're going to commit 18 penalties for 157 yards, you would have said, well, we're going to lose. What does it say about your team to be able to have that happen and to overcome that and to get a win? Like,
Yeah, I
this
mean,
is the
again, I think in the past, Lamar's lost those games, you know, and I think that to come in here after a win and be able to correct those things is a blessing, and it's an opportunity for us to continue to build our brand and our program, and in a sense where we say, hey, you know, we can overcome some adversity and some things that may not be perfect, and still be able to come out with a win. So I think it gives our guys a good sense of accomplishment. You know, we've got to fix it. If you don't fix it against good teams, you're going to get beat. But, you know, not that Mississippi Valley wasn't a good team, because I thought they were. I thought they had a good plan. But I do think that, you know, against a ranked team, if you commit 18 penalties, chances are you're not going to come out on top.
What are you guys doing in practice to kind of combat that a little bit? I'm sure they know. They're well aware that they committed that number, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they knew, and I think they knew what they were in for when they got in here this morning. So, and we gave it to them, and we told them, you know, exactly. We don't. Monday is about telling the truth. You know, if we put everything on the table today, and we get through it, and nobody's feelings hurt, and, you know, some guys were called out, and, you know, I called myself out as a coach because we had way too many mental errors on offense, and I think that we have too much in, and probably need to dial back a little bit so we can focus on some details. But they're ready. They know. Like, there's going to be some extra flags thrown, some extra, you know, I don't want to say running, because I don't ever like to punish them with running, but there'll be some extra opportunities for them to get better. Let's just put it that way. Cool?
Cool.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.